On February 4, 1999, Amadou Diallo, a 23-year-old Guinean immigrant, was shot and killed by 4 New York City Police Department plainclothes officers: Sean Carroll, Richard Murphy, Edward McMillan, and Kenneth Boss. The 4 were part of a street crime unit. The shooting took place at 1157 Avenue in the South View section of the Bronx. The 4 officers fired 41 shots, and a total of 19 hit Diallo. All 4 officers were acquitted at trial in Albany, New York. In the early morning on February 4th, Diallo was standing near his apartment building after returning from a meal. The 4 officers passed by in a Ford Taurus, observing that Diallo matched the description of a well-armed serial rapist involved in the rape of 15 separate victims. The officers then approached him. The officers claimed that they loudly identified themselves as NYPD officers, and that Diallo then ran up toward his apartment building, ignoring their orders to stop and show his hands. Diallo then reached into his pocket for his wallet. Seeing the suspect holding a small square object, Carl yelled "gun" to warn his colleagues. Believing Diallo had aimed a gun at them in close range, the officers then opened fire. During the shooting, lead officer McMillan tripped backward off the front stairs, causing the other officers to believe he had been shot. The officers fired 41 shots, hitting Diallo 19 times. The post-shooting investigation found no weapons on Diallo's body, and the item he had pulled out of his jacket was not a gun, but instead a rectangular black wallet. On March 25th, a Bronx grand jury indicted the officers on charges of second-degree murder and reckless endangerment. On December 16th, a New York court ordered a change in venue to Albany, New York, stating that the pre-trial publicity had made a fair trial in New York City impossible. On February 25, 2000, after 2 days of deliberations, the jury in Albany, New York, acquitted the officers of all charges. Because Diallo was unarmed at the time of the shooting, a storm of controversy erupted because of the event. The circumstances of the shooting prompted outrage both within and outside of New York City. Issues such as police brutality, racial profiling, and contagious shootings were central problems to the growing controversy. The internal NYPD investigation ruled the officers had acted within policy based on what a reasonable police officer would have done in the same situation. The Diallo shooting had led to a review of police training policy and the use of full metal jacket bullets. Diallo's death, the change of venue, and the verdict each sparked massive demonstrations against police brutality and racial profiling, resulting in more than 1,700 arrests against all the protesters that were arrested later were dropped. In 2001, the Justice Department announced that it would not charge the officers with violation of Diallo's civil rights.